Here's a structured signal from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Waiting room screens are emerging as core clinical infrastructure, pushing operators to rethink patient communication playbooks end to end. Executive summary: waiting room screens are being treated as clinical adjacent infrastructure that shapes how patients understand care processes, expectations, and services. By aligning on standard ownership, content rules, and update paths, facilities turn fragmented playlists into a governed communication channel that syncs with clinical guidance. The result is clearer patient expectations, reduced confusion during visits, and a more consistent experience across locations. Today's signal: operations leaders are relabeling waiting room screens as patient experience infrastructure because budget reviews now ask how each asset affects satisfaction scores and complaints. Annual planning and new reporting cycles expose gaps where ungoverned content conflicts with clinical guidance or service changes. Content ownership, refresh cadence, and approval routes are becoming tracked controls instead of informal tasks. WellView 365 enables improved patient experience satisfaction by centralizing digital monitoring, publishing monitoring, and digital control across end-to-end delivery paths. Why it matters. Here are 4 takeaways. First, screen content affects measured patient satisfaction and must align with reported access, wait times, and service information. Second, unmanaged loops increase perceived wait time and frustration when they ignore delays, check-in steps, or clinical instructions. Third, decentralized control creates version drift, where some sites show outdated policies, locations, or clinician rosters. Fourth, lack of a defined owner complicates incident response when content errors, complaints, or regulatory questions arise. How it works in practice. A common example is a multi-site clinic with legacy marketing-controlled playlists on waiting room TVs and a separate clinical communications team managing signage, text, and email and print. Requests for updated intake instructions, masking policies, or new service lines arrive through email, hallway conversations, or ticketing tools, then rely on a single coordinator to push files to local staff. Content changes stall when that person is out, or when facility managers do not know which template is current. When operations defines a standard content owner, change request path, and publishing cadence, updates land faster, stay consistent across locations, and reduce patient confusion at check-in and staging areas. One practical adjustment. This week, designate a single operational owner for waiting room screens. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, review inventory all waiting room screens by location, system, and current content owner. Second, map the current approval path for patient-facing content and note where screens fit or are excluded. Third, define a minimum content standard for waiting areas, covering clinical adjacent information, timing updates, and message rotation. Fourth, reviews set a recurring review cadence aligned with patient satisfaction reporting cycles to adjust screen content based on feedback. Read more at wellview365.com.